Hello, my glorious human. Mia here from Spiritual Society. I'm so happy to have you with me for this reading. What awaits you on your new timeline? That desired timeline, that quantum leap that you're trying to make, that shift into a new space. What does it look like in that new space? It's something that you're right on the edge of. But also, what's been keeping you from making that shift? What has been blocking you? What is it that we need to help you see so that you can shift into where you're meant to be right now? Take a breath. Woo! Offload anything that you don't need right here, right now, and take a moment and let yourself start to make a choice between these two crystals. We have a lovely raw amethyst and I have blue lace agate, and maybe you feel pulled towards both. And then I say, pull up a chair, stay for the entire ride. There is something there for you. Take a breath, open yourself up, and make a choice right now. Hello, my gorgeous raw amethyst. Let's dig in. Let's begin. I can't wait to get into this. I was thinking we should go ahead and start with our lavender deck since we are starting with that amethyst energy and we're in that purple energy. So let's just start with some divine feminine lavender energy. Open yourself up. Let yourself really release anything that's just weighing on you, holding on to your energy, clasping you tight. I do want an openness and a looseness, something that allows you to be open to what needs to shift, to the intuitive hits that might be coming in for you. It feels like you should have that notebook nearby. It feels like some downloads might be coming in for you. I would personally make some space and time for this today. I would make this a little bit more sacred, a little bit more tuned in, paying attention, taking notes, noticing if your energy shifts, noticing what's going on, maybe, just really, really getting solid into it, because it feels like there's something really important here for you. Oh, okay. Okay, we have 5 cards. That's where we're starting in our lavender deck. And we're starting with the 6 of Pentacles, the Empress, yes, that divine feminine energy, the 8 of Cups, the Knight of Swords, some nice masculine energy coming in, and the Ace of Cups reversed. So here's what I'm seeing so far. Right now, we're just asking about that timeline, that shift, where you're meant to be right now, what awaits you that you're on the edge of, that there's some energy really close to you that is a place that you desired, somewhere that you want to be. It's a shift that you want to see happen, but something's been holding you back and keeping you from being there. So what I'm first of all seeing is that there is a generosity of that space. And this kind of feels like this is a giving and taking card. And what this feels like to me is like, oh yes, of course. Yes, of course that space is. Of course that space is exactly the perfect amount of give and take. You giving and taking with the universe, that you let things come in for you. You receive. You give freely because you're not living in fear. You're not worried about what's going to be coming in for you because you know it's all coming in for you. There's this solid knowledge, this solid knowing in you of being taken care of by the universe, by the world, by yourself, by this trust relationship you have with yourself, this trust relationship you have with your person, this trust relationship you have with money, with your relationship with things, this trust relationship that you have with your body, with your beauty, with your health, that everything is just sort of falling into this beautiful balance. And it feels even keeled. It feels lovely. It feels like, of course. It doesn't feel like, oh, I'm so surprised this worked out, which you might be at some point, but it becomes your new normal. Your new normal is at ease. Your new normal is at a willingness to receive and a willingness to give, and just an even flow of give and take. There, the little scales on the side too, this evenness, this temperance, which, that's in our temperance card as well, is temperance. Now let's go ahead. We have the Empress, and I feel like there is something also very at ease in the Empress card. This is a divine feminine energy. And, sometimes I think we go, oh, it's a divine feminine energy. It's just this like, oh, I'm in this receiving space, so I'm not like working for things, or I'm not, but this is a creative energy. This is a fertile energy. And anything that's brought forth that has been created does take something. Like, it does take energetic work. There's energetic work that happens when, someone gives birth to a child. That's like a huge energetic process. That's a labor of love. That's a huge process of creation. When someone's creating a book, or creating a masterpiece of art, or creating anything, there is this, like, maybe it doesn't feel like work, maybe it doesn't, but there is this whole process going on that is like energetically connected. And I feel like, the cards are really saying, on this other space that you're shifting into, there is this creation energy where you are at ease, you are in a space of divine femininity. There is like an artistic sheen on top of it. You're seeing beauty, you're living in the present moment. There is a lot of artistry to the way in which you are living, and the way in which you are giving and receiving your time and your attention and your love and your affection and your money and your everything. Just feels like it's kind of an art, that you are this work of art. But it also feels like you're producing something, that you are producing and creating something, whether that is a creative project that you have, or maybe it's like a book you've been meaning to write, or a photography exhibit that you've been meaning to put on, or maybe you've been trying to cultivate or brand out like a whole new Instagram page for something, or there's something that is waiting for your attention and time, and your energetic co-creation that is in this timeline. And that's really nice to see, because these are things we can see that you can start shifting into immediately, because some of this is mindset, and some of this is, oh, okay, there's this feeling of, that feeling will be upon you in this other place, in this other, when you speed up and put yourself right into where you want to be, that divine timing, that leap that you're trying to make, and you just shift straight into it, all those things will already be there. So you can start to shift into those right now, and feel that energy, and start to feel that movement that happens. Then we have the Eight of Cups, which is a letting go. And it does feel like there's a part of you that will be required to let go of something that's held a lot of heart space for you. And I know I say this a lot, but it does make so much sense to me, and probably makes so much sense to you, that it is very difficult when you are holding something. Like, you've got something in your hands, in both hands. How can you receive something new if what you really, really want is something that you're going to have to pick up with those same two hands, that you're going to have to hold, but you're holding something else? Where does it happen? Does it make sense? There's no room for it. There's no space for it. You have to create the space. You have to let go. You have to be willing to let go and create and make space for what it is you truly desire. And that's a hard thing to do. So it sounds so easy and delightful. It makes so much sense, but it's very difficult. And I give you a lot of heart space and grace and understanding and love for whatever that process is going to look like for you, of releasing and letting go and opening up, and being willing to say, okay, I'm not going to hold this anymore, because if I keep holding this, I'll never have what I really want. And what I really want is waiting for me right there. I can see it, I can feel it, I can taste it. It's right there. It's so close. I just have to be willing to let this go. So I'm going to release. And that's scary. And maybe that felt like a security blanket, and like, oh, what do I do with it without this in my hands now? Like, I don't even know what to do without this. Anyway, you get the point. I feel like this is a big ask, and a big shift, and a big change, but incredibly important. And nothing on here is not important. The only important things are coming up. I really believe that the cards know, like, hey, we got limited amount of time and message to bring you stuff. We're only going to bring you the important stuff. I have the Knight of Swords, so I do feel this, I have this Empress pull. I'm feeling this in this very divine masculine way. And I'm feeling it's in a really strong, good way, that there is someone of like courageous mind, where they're a courageous person who's very willing to like go into battle, who's willing to go into the thick of it. I do want you to imagine for a moment like an old-timey battle, like you're getting out onto the fields with swords and, like the absolute terror of going into that, but being brave and having something brave running through you, that this is what you're doing and you're fully committed to it no matter what happens, and you are here for it no matter what happens. That kind of bravery, it's almost the same energy as the Fool, which is our zero card that starts the entire journey, because it is that energy of like, come what may, whether I look foolish, whether I fall right off the face of this cliff, whether I land on my feet, whether things go extraordinarily my way or they don't, I'm open to it. I'm here for it. It's pretty glorious and can be scary and can make you look foolish. And I feel like this person, there's this masculine energy that is available, that is coming through, that's coming in, that is very brave and very bold and focused. We get into our swords, which get into thought space, mind space, truth knowing. They know their personal truth. They know what they want in this life. They know what they want to go after, and they're willing to go after it. Come what may, they are in, and they are fast, and it's fast moving energy. And I feel like this fast moving energy this feels like it's a ride that comes with you into that leap, that it's not even just on the other side, it comes with you through it, that like it kind of scoops you up mid go, that you're starting to move, you're starting to leap into a new space, you're taking on this new energy, you've released what you needed to release, you're now in this give and flow relationship, you're not living in fear, you're open, you're receiving, you're giving, you're in this space of your divine feminine energy, creation energy, creating things, putting together this labor of love, letting yourself energetically co-create what it is you truly desire in this world, what you truly want, and your relationship with life. It's not even just a thing, it's your whole relationship with your everyday life, the everyday experience of having your coffee or having your tea or your lemon water, the everyday experience of noticing the sound of the birds in the morning, of noticing the sun on your skin, of noticing the way that you move through life, that you put on your lotion and how it feels, and the way that your body feels when you're moving. All of those things, this energetic co-creation. And in that energy shifting that you start to have, this person just is right alongside of you, just in this fast energy, and it feels like this fast energy moves you faster into your space. Now we do after that have the Ace of Cups reversed, so I do also feel like there is potential here for you to kind of reject some heart space, that it's not just like, okay, I've opened this portal, I'm about to step in, leap into this new space, and everything's great. It's like, oh yeah, okay, I've opened this portal, I'm stepping in, things are changing, things are going, and then boop, hey old thoughts, hey old fears, hey old stuff that's causing me problems, just popping up. That there will be some testing going on, there will be some things that feel like you are rejecting what could be coming in for you. So the Ace is bringing new opportunities. They're new opportunities. The Ace of Cups is, oh, so good. Love this card. I love all our aces, but boy, this one is great. This is like heart overflow. This is like, hey, what I really want now is like, oh, I'm falling in love. Oh, everything is an overflow. I didn't even know I could feel so much for another person. Just this overflow of feeling and emotion because we're in our cups, and oh, it feels great. It's just new opportunities all over the place, and all of a sudden you're kind of saying no to things, that you're kind of putting up a blocker, you're kind of putting up a little like wall that says, okay, this might be too much. I'm not sure that I'm ready. Like maybe I wasn't ready to let go of what I was holding on to before. Maybe I need to go pick that back up. Maybe I, like just fear. Oh, I hear a little like banging outside to amplify the message. Yes, well, that little, it felt like cymbals crashing, like boom. It feels like there's some testing that goes on once you're starting to make your way into this new space. So it does feel like there's like the cards are saying, hey, there are also some things you're gonna want to watch out for, because sometimes we do get in our own way, and sometimes we do act as our own, blocker coming back around. Okay. Okay, I want to pull one of the healing oracle cards just to get a little extra guidance for your heart for when things do come back up, and to help you now navigate for that, how to help heal now, for that future version of you that starts to, like, ooh, maybe not handle the test so well. Pivot, it says. Sometimes when things aren't falling into place after trying and trying, it's time to ask yourself if pivoting in some way would be a good idea so that your life can flow more easily and effortlessly. How could you pivot, even just a little bit? So it's starting to ask that question, how can you pivot even just a little bit when things aren't going the right way? Starting that now, starting to ask that, oh, how can I shift? How can I change? How can I be flexible? How can I pivot just a little bit now so that in the future, when you get to that place where you start to like reject those opportunities, you can again say, okay, how can I shift? How can I do this differently? How can I shift just a little bit? I'm sure that you've probably heard me say this, maybe not, but I love this, is that an airplane on autopilot is never on course. I read that once, and it's always stayed with me that it is continually adjusting in order to stay on course. It's never actually on course. It's in a state of continual adjustment. And I feel like that's very much a part of our lives as well, that we are in a continual state of adjustment. We're adjusting to like, oh, we have new weather patterns. Oh, we have new things coming. Oh, there's a new, person that's affecting our energy. Oh, there's new, like we're in this continual space of change and flux. And it's lovely to just think, okay, I can just lean into that because that in itself is consistency. Okay, let's go to our old trusty deck, don't you think? I feel like our old trusty deck, you know, she always wants to talk. She always wants to have a voice. She's our sort of wise woman. Okay, let's see what she has to say for you. For this shift that you're making, for this quantum leap that you're trying to step into, about the things that might be coming up and holding you back from that space. Anything else you need to know about? What else do we need to know about this Knight of Swords energy? Is this somebody you know? Is this somebody that you don't know? Is this somebody that will be like the love of your life? Is this something entirely different? Let's just take a look and see what the cards are giving us. We have the Five of Cups reversed. Oh, we have the Two of Swords. My, oh my. We have Temperance card. Yeah. Which I mentioned when we were talking about that giving and receiving energy. We have the Pentacle, the Four of Pentacles, and we have the Chariot. Oh, that's so interesting. It's so interesting too, because we have the Chariot as our last card pulled here, and our last card pulled in our lavender deck was the Ace of Cups reversed. So it was like very much like a stop motion card, which the Chariot is full motion. It is like absolute action, movement, forward, momentum, movement. So it's like kind of the opposite feeling of, like, oh, things stagnate, things stop. You're saying no to like all systems go. So I really love that. So this is what's coming in from our old trusty deck. First of all, we have the Five of Cups reversed. And with the Five of Cups reversed, I feel like this is, so upright, this card is a card of not seeing what you have because you're so stuck in the past, basically, what you've lost. So, they're the cups that are spilt, and, the person is really staring at the spilt cups, but so much so that they can't notice what is actually available to them. The other things that they could be having, they're really blinded to it. And there's like a great Instagram meme of a girl who's like, I asked the universe for a new a new man or for my soulmate, and there's like a whole bunch of guys who are like really attractive who are running by, like they're like checking her out and running by, but she's on her phone like checking to see if her ex has texted. And so she's not available to what is like available to her. And that is what this reminds me of, or that meme reminds me of this. And this also very much feels like that feeling of, so in this reverse position, I feel like it's just the card sort of, the Arl Trusty deck saying, uh, like, this energy is in you to not be available to like hold on to that thing we were talking about, that third card in of like, oh, I'm holding it so hard, I'm not available to what is coming in for me. But you do have the capacity to change that. So yes, that energy is something that you will be contending with, that you are going to have to work on it to let it go, that you're going to have to work at seeing what's actually available to you. You're going to have to work at opening your hands, releasing what you're gripping onto and that's taking up so much space for you. But it is available to you to do it, that you are capable of releasing. Oh, I hear more sounds. Hopefully you're not hearing all the sounds I'm hearing. That it is available to you to release it. You're capable of releasing it, and you're available to being open to what is available to you. So you can do it. The cards are saying it's not necessarily going to be easy. It will be a challenge. It will be something that is actively like a sort of something that's in your nature that you're going to want to do, but you have every ability to do it. Oh, and then we have the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is, you know, it is this crossroads card. It is this card of like, hey, I've got to make a choice. I've got to make a decision. And I'm at this place where, you know, I could go this way or this way. But it's also a card that reminds us that not making a choice is still a choice. So basically, this feels so poignant right now because we're talking about making this shift. We're talking about action items, things you can do, taking on this new energy, all of these sort of, but this card is saying if you don't do anything, you're not choosing that reality. You're not choosing that space. You do actually have to make the choice. You do actually have to make the movement to get there if you want to get there. Otherwise, this will be a great, you know, oh, this is fun information of what might be available, but it's not going to actually take you to where you want to go. If you want to shift, you're going to have to choose it. Okay, I paused for a second for some more sound. Now, the next thing we have is the Temperance card, and the Temperance card really feels like it's saying, like, that give and take energy that we talked about, the very first card. Now, remember, these are all important cards, but that was the first card that came in from our lavender deck. So it feels extremely important. That feel of easy give and take, you know, no fear. I receive. I feel, you know, free to give. I can give as much as I want wherever I want. And I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about time and effort, and that there's just this feeling of ease because there is this, you know, reciprocity with the universe, that there is just this easy experience of fearless living, of living in this space of everything you need coming in, feeling just so that the universe is so generous with you, physically generous with you, mentally generous with you, romantically generous with you. Everything just feels so generous. Now, it feels like stepping into that energy, stepping into that that space. It feels like the cards are saying there's something else that's been really out of balance for you. And you probably know exactly what that is. It could be eating, it could be alcohol, it could be, you know, I mean, obviously, if you have issues with something, you know, seek professional attention where needed. But it feels like the cards are saying there's something that's been really out of balance for you that will naturally come into balance because of that energy, that thing will see itself right, that you will know, there will be signs that you're in that energy, because being in that energy puts you in a place of balance in your life, that you are no longer whatever it is, you know, binge watching that show, or, you know, scrolling, doom scrolling, you know, at, you know, an hour after your bedtime, or whatever it may be, whatever feels like, ooh, it doesn't feel good. It feels like it's taking something away from you, maybe, or that you don't have control over it, but it feels out of balance. It doesn't feel like it's in a good space. It feels out of balance in a bad way, will come to rights, that it will just sort of naturally fall into space, into the right space. So you'll know when you're getting into that energy because of that. That will be a huge indicator for you. And there might be a whole bunch of things. There might be things that are connected to each other, like, oh, actually, this eating habit that I have, I really only eat like that when I'm like in front of the TV and watching a show. And then I'm only doing that when I'm, supposed to be sleeping, when I'm supposed, like, whatever those things are, they might all be like a group of things that are connected that suddenly fall away. Oh, actually, I journaled, and I went to bed on time and didn't have that feeling, and everything's just sort of falling into balance, and it feels good, and I'm at ease with the universe, and there's this give and take. Okay, the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles comes in, and this is very much a no card. This is a card of like hoarding, of holding on to. This does have the feeling, kind of the opposite feeling of that Six of Pentacles that we have in our lavender deck, of that giving and receiving, that, ooh, yummy energy that's back and forth. This is very like closed off and holding on to what I have. This is fear-based. This is, I need to have my hands on it. I need to make sure that nothing can be taken away from me, very defensive. And, very much in this closed off sort of, space. So I feel like our Old Trusty deck is coming in to say here that, again, we sort of have this, like, yeah, you have things, you're going to be making shifts, you're going to, these are the things to look out for. Also, know that, when it comes to blocks, like, things will be hard for you to open up to. It sounds easy, it sounds great, it sounds wonderful. It's the first card that we pulled in the lavender deck, is that ease of give and receive and take, and everything just, oh, it's so beautiful, and it sounds easy, and it sounds wonderful, and it sounds like a great place to be in, but that's not where you are right now, and that's going to be difficult. That is going to be a hard shift for you to make. It is energetic, it is a mindset. It is as easy as opening yourself up, but also as hard as opening yourself up, as hard as like letting go of the grip you were holding on so tight. And some of this is releasing control that you feel you have, that's just fake control, releasing the idea that you have control over, everything that happens in your life, that you can control this and you can control that, and you can, like, if you just hold on tight enough, that you can control everything as it comes in and out of your life. And instead sort of taking this wider, like, fearless approach of like, I don't have to control it. Not only can I not control it, but I don't have to. I trust this symbiotic relationship I have with the universe. I trust this back and forth, that what I need will be there. I trust that it will be available to me when I need it, and I trust that everything is showing up for me in the way that it needs to, and that the universe has my back, and that it's all going to be where it needs to be when it needs to be there. But then we have the Chariot coming in last, and as I said before, I love this coming in because the last card in our lavender deck was this kind of stop motion Ace of reversed, the Ace of Cups reversed. This is forward motion. This is like, if you can dial it in, if you can work on it, if you actually put some effort towards this, and you don't just brush this off as like, okay, well, that sounds fun, like, must be nice, like, yeah, maybe I'll do something down there. If you actually dialed this in, if you actually take steps, just daily steps. This doesn't have to be like, I am all in on this in this moment. It can be like, okay, I commit to making these changes, mental shifts, mindset changes, this creative project that I know that I should be working on, that Empress energy, I'm going to work on it. I'm going to I'm going to release fear. I'm going to create a habit, and I'm gonna have a bracelet that reminds me that I'm in a fearless living. I'm in fearless living. I'm in fearless living, open and expansive and free, and I'm in a symbiotic relationship with the universe. If you actually work on this, if you actually put the action in, it will take off, and it will be that, like, feel like that quantum leap, that shift of time. Like, what just happened? How is it that I was just there and now I am here, and now I'm standing in my new normal that doesn't even feel like, how did I get here? It just feels like, yeah, of course I'm here. Yeah, of course this is where it is. Of course this is my relationship with the universe. Of course. It just feels like beautiful and wonderful. And it will move fast. It will move fast. It will be like a blink of an eye. It will feel like, whoa, this was, supersonic speed. This was really, really fast. Whew. Let's pull a Moonology card. Since we're doing this kind of, pulling cards and then pulling an oracle, I'd like to pull an oracle for you again. These feel like really big messages. Okay. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to open this up. I want you to release anything that has gotten in the way already. Like, oh, my mind, your mind might just be popping up with things. Anything that's coming up already, I want you to just, out it goes. Open yourself up to the expansion. Now, here's what we're going to do. My table's making a lot of squeaky noises as well. I think I need to figure out how to de-squeak her. She's got a little, okay, I'm pulling one card from my blue deck. I'm pulling one card from my pink deck. Ooh. Well, she's got a little extra sass in her right now. I can feel that. Okay, we'll see what that's about. I'm pulling one card from my gold deck about this shift, about this change, about this movement, about this energy, about what you need to know right now for this. I'm pulling one card from my clarity deck, from my white deck, and really tapping into source knowledge. Tapping into source knowledge and guidance of what you need to know from source. So something beyond you, or your higher self, whatever you feel like you can ascribe to that feels good to you. Okay, so we have the 7 of Cups, we have the 3 of Cups, another Cups, and we had the 8 of Cups, we had the Ace of Cups reversed, we have the 2 of Cups, another Cups card, and we have the King of Wands reversed. Ooh, okay, so here's what I'm seeing. Oh, that's interesting. So we have, first of all, we have the 7 of Cups. And let's just hold off on our King of Wands reverse, because that feels like it's coming from a different energy. We have the 7 of Cups, and this is saying, okay, for what you're doing right now, I do want you to have a vision. I do want you to have feeling and emotion attached to that vision. All those things that you've ever done about that manifestation energy of like, yeah, you want to feel the emotion of it. You want to be in that manifestation energy of it, of like, oh, it's already happened. How does it feel? Now, how can I incorporate that feeling into my everyday life? How can I get back to that feeling of being free, of that symbiotic relationship with the universe, that give and the take, the feeling of like, oh, I'm going to work and put my energy towards creation, this creation of this thing that's important to me, but also the creation of my everyday life, that beautiful life, that piece of artwork that I am creating that is me, that piece of artwork that is the place I live in, the things I create, the things I make, the work I do, the effort and time that I put in anywhere, that is art, all of it. That feeling of release and letting go of the things that are taking up space, that are not the thing that you want, of letting that masculine energy come in and sweep things away. Feeling all that feeling and emotion that goes along with it is where this card says, that's where we want you to be. That's it. That's where we want you to be. We just want you to be in the feeling, the emotion of it. We want you to see it clearly. It doesn't have to be real for it to be real. It doesn't have to be like completely, through yet. That it hasn't made its way all the way through to you yet. It could just be like, oh, right beyond this curtain, here we go. I can feel it. I can feel it. And just feel it, so that you can lean through and just lean right through that curtain. 3 of Cups, feeling and emotion, to get into the feelings of the things that bring you joy. Make a joy list. Do that as soon as we're done. Make a list of every single thing that brings you joy. What makes you laugh? What makes you feel playful? What makes you feel flirtatious with life? It doesn't have to be, flirtatious with a human being. It can be just flirtatious with life. What makes you feel like you're not taking things too seriously, or you're really having a good time? Is it a person or people or a certain group of friends, activities, dancing, like movement? Maybe it's a Pilates class you go to. Maybe it's like, oh, I'm in love with this type of artwork. This paper mache thing that I've gotten into. It's like makes me feel like I'm young again, and the smells remind me, but like it feels like I'm creating something, and I'm playing, and I'm working with clay, or I'm doing this thing, or going for a walk, and just feeling like absolutely in tune with the nature that's around me. Feels like I am playing with the universe. Like, oh, hey, little bird. Oh, hi, squirrel. This is the crow that, that has one foot that's not working so well. Whatever it is, I want you to make a list of every single thing that you can think of that brings you joy, that makes you feel playful, that brings out that spirit of like a flirtatiousness that just feels good. And that is a list that I want you to lean into in the coming days to help you move into this fast moving energy that will take you where you want to go. There's something in there that is just energetic. We're just talking energy. And we have the Two of Cups. And this does feel like it's saying, hey, relationship alert. Like there is soulmateship on somewhere going on over here. There is something that you do need to know about. And, I feel like this could be a whole reading all of its own. In fact, I'll make sure there's links so that you could do a whole reading. So you can take a look at what that looks like, what could be on the other side of that, where you land. What does that soulmateship feel like? What is that, but this is like this feeling of being foot to foot with someone, that you're on equal footing, that you are in this space of being known, of companionship, of being heard, of wanting to hear, of to take in, that you're really in an actual give and receiving space with someone else. And it's beautiful communication, it's beautiful heart space, beautiful love, beautiful togetherness, that we're in this together. This is us together, the two of us. And then we go to our guides, and our guides say King of Wands reversed. So actually, I would like to pull one more card based on this King of Wands reversed from our guides. Just if there's, okay. We have the Hermit. Okay. So what I'm feeling here is that there is this big masculine energy that is not available yet, and that may not be. So we have this fast moving, brave masculine energy that sort of sweeps you into this, into this space. And this feels like it's different, that this could be like a full landing. So like say this person comes along who is that brave energy, that run into battle brave energy, that has this, like, I know that I want you, I know where I'm going, know my personal truth. And maybe they're your person, but they don't land as your person right away, that they're still doing some internal work on themselves. You don't recognize them as your person in the first glow, that they haven't fully landed as that person yet, that they're still working their way there, that they are in a part of an evolution that lands them in a space that is everything that like you could have asked for. It is this passionate, purposeful person who is unstoppable, who is, gorgeous and has this, ability to succeed because of their unquittingness and their fire energy and all of this good stuff, but they haven't landed there yet. That they're doing work, they're figuring it out, they're shining an interior light, they're getting to the space, just like you are getting to your space, that you are landing in your highest power as well, but you're not quite there yet, and they're not quite there yet. And I think that's beautiful, because I feel like your guides are saying, do your work. Do it to help their energy too, to help them do their work. And do it also because you know that they are on the other side doing it. They are doing their work. They are doing what needs to be done. And you like, hey, this person's showing up for you. You don't know it yet. You might know them, but you might not know it because it hasn't landed for them yet. So either way, whether they're someone you haven't met yet or whether they're somebody you absolutely are already with, them landing in their highest self, they're doing this work. So don't not do yours, because you want to show up the same way that they're showing up for you, because they're showing up for themselves already. They're already getting to that place, but they're not there yet. Oh my. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. I want to pull one more healing card, just because I love this deck. I love this deck, and I feel like we could use one more little, like, one more little like breath of guidance for you on this journey, because this really is something, isn't it? Speak up. What are you not saying that's eating you up inside? You can't keep this in forever. It's time to let it out so you can move on and be happy. Speak up. Say it. Let it out. Journal it. Write it down. Tell it to somebody important. Speak up. And that might be part of that releasing, that letting go. It might be saying that you need to say something that needs to be put into words in order for you to open your hands and release it. Oh boy. Yeah. Well, we have that. I say artwork. I would say something to do with artwork. I'm going to say a paintbrush, because you are the artist of your life. You are in a co-creation. Your life is the piece of artwork. Your body, yourself, your energy, it's all artwork. And that feels apt. So like a paintbrush or a palette or something of that nature, depending on what's available. I'll put something here, but put that down. And then comment and let me know. It feels big and important. So I would love to hear your take on it. Yeah. Subscribe and like this video. And oh my goodness, thank you for being with me. I'm gonna see you so soon. I'm sending you so much light, so much love. You have some homework to do, some feelings and emotions to get into, a joy list to create, notes to take, flexibility and pivoting ability to get into gear, things to speak up and to release and let go of. You have a lot to do. I love you. I love you. I love you. Mwah. Mia. Hello, my blue lace agate. All right, pull up a chair. Let's begin. Now, because we're starting with that blue, beautiful energy, let's start with our blue deck to take a look at what's on this other side of this shift for you. This big leap that's available, that's close, but hasn't quite happened yet. So let's just see what we need to find out about this. So this is what is there, what's available, what's on the other side, but it's not just what's on the other side. It's also what could be holding you back, what could be stopping you, what could be, just anything the cards need us to know about this. We're really leaving it open, but we're really talking about that particular transformation, that particular leap of time, that particular... Yes. Okay, hold on. We've got a little bit of something in here. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm feeling one more. Okay, so we've got quite a few cards. We have 6 cards. So let's see what we have from our blue deck. I really love our blue deck, by the way. Yeah, we have the world. You know, it's so funny when I was saying this transformation on the other side, this transformation, I immediately thought of the world, about this transition, this like time transition. And this is the card that really, it just sort of bloomed in my mind. And there it is. We also have the strength card. We have the justice card. We have the ace. Ooh, really interesting. The Ace of Pentacles card. I also just, the word acceptance of something pops up. So just want to say that out loud. Ace of Pentacles and the word acceptance. And the 10 of Cups, love it. And the Knight of Cups reversed. Okay. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing here for this. This is really interesting. So first of all, of course, we have the world, which I immediately did think of and came up into my mind as this transition, this time for this is what this is. This is this transition. It's this like step through a mirror, like on the other side of this time portal of like, hey, this quantum shift, this quantum leap, this like, oh, just right there it is. And that's where you want to be landing. And it does feel like you have this available to you right now. You have this available to you, and not only do you have it available to you, but you have it available to you in a joyful way where it's not like, oh, a slog to get there or a slog to make it through, or like, oh, this is going to be a really tough transition for you. Like if you can just hunker in and power down, and like it's going to be full force from you for this really good transition to happen for you. It feels like, no, actually, this is going to be kind of like a joyful transition for you. This is going to be fun and intriguing, and it will actually feel good. Every part of it will actually feel like, oh, I love this. This is great. And I'm having fun, and it's playful, and it's joyful. And this is like exactly, it asks you to be your fullest self. I cover her up for YouTube with a little paper cover up, but she's naked. She's free. She is who she is. And it's saying, like, hey, this requires a certain amount of you showing up as you are, but it's not just that it requires that of you. It allows that for you too. It's as allowing you to be the fullest version of yourself. Feel free to like take a moment to let yourself sit into the energy of you right now. Just being the fullest version of you. What does that feel like? Those parts of you that maybe you dim down because somebody says, oh, you're too much, or because, it's more palatable for other people, or you found it hurts your feelings when people talk about certain aspects of you, and so you just kind of like blur it, and maybe you hide it, or you cover it up, or you put something on top of it, or you shade it a different color. Just take all that away. You don't have to have any of that right now. This is free from that. It is every exuberant, beautiful, too much peace that is exactly enough, exactly right. Just full you. We have the strength card that comes next. And, if you've heard me talk about this card, she is closing the mouth of a lion. And this does feel like you will be in a space here of control in a way that you haven't been before. There may be aspects of your life that feel out of control right now. And, this could be parts of your romantic life. This could be, but I do feel a lot of this has to do with you controlling you. Things that feel like they might be out of control in your like, oh, I just can't, I don't have the self-discipline for this. I don't have my table's so squeaky, and I just is doing this little squeaky thing. So I apologize if you, I keep tapping it and I keep squeaking. But coming back to this, that feeling of, if there are pieces of you that feel like, I just don't have a handle on this. I don't have a handle on my mindset. I feel like my mindset keeps going wild and out of control, or these habits, or this, again, this self-discipline, was feeling that like I want to have this habit all the time, but I don't feel like I can control it. I don't feel like, this feels like it's going to be a time of like you coming into mastery of yourself. You coming into mastery of the things that are entering your mind. You in mastery of the things that in your life have previously felt beyond your control. Your thoughts, your mental space, your mind space, your quality of life, because like, I just can't seem to manage these moods that I have. I just can't seem to manage this thing. This feels like it's a period of time where like, oh, you have this transition and you can manage, like you have control over everything and you're at peace with it. It doesn't even feel hard. All of a sudden, it's like these things that used to be so hard for you are suddenly mastered. They're suddenly in your scope of control. We have the Justice card that comes next. And the Justice card does speak to karmic cycles. And it does speak to maybe something feeling, there might be something that has felt unfair that you wanted a bookend for, that you wanted some sort of stamp of like, okay, I got my closure for this. I got my understanding of what this karmically meant, why it had to happen, what, I need to see that it turned out okay. And it feels like you're going to receive that in this other space. And it also feels like there's some sort of divine justice that that maybe you needed in order to feel like you can move forward or that you can move on. And I feel like that will come to a place of closure for you, that the karmic cycle will make its way all the way around, and you'll feel like, oh, I got what was mine and they got what was theirs, or I figured out why it happened that way. I understand now why that works. I understand now why that had to happen. But there's something that's been really keeping you from being your fullest self, I think, in that Justice Department, of something feeling unfair, something feeling like it didn't go the way that it could have gone, that life handed you a rough, it could have been an event, a person, whatever it was. It feels like that's going to come full circle for you. We have the Ace of Pentacles next, and the aces bring in new opportunities. And remember, I said I sort of saw the word acceptance here, and I just want to put that word out there, that if there's something that that you need to be open-handed for, this is a card of new opportunities coming in, and you do have to accept them. Like, you will have to actually receive and be in a place where you're willing to receive and to take. But I also think that this is an acceptance of things that maybe you've previously fought against, that there might be things that like want to come in for you, but you've been fighting against them coming in for you. And this might end up being kind of like a mind-blowingly small thing that you're like, oh, this huge gift has been trying to get to me, and I've been saying no because I don't feel worthy, because I don't feel like it's fair that I get something somebody else doesn't get. I don't feel like it's like that good people have lots of money. It could be, financial, it could be physical, it could be love, it could be things you value, it could just be an abundance that wants to come in for you, period, in every avenue of your life, which I find they all sort of trickle into each other, that wants to come in for you. But there's been some part of you that's been like shoving away the opportunity, saying no, 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 not until I feel more worthy, not until I feel like I worked hard enough, not until I feel like the other people are getting it too, not till I feel like that all of a sudden you'll be open to accepting. But you do have to accept it, that it's available to you and it can all pour in for you, but you also do have to open your hands to it as well. We have the 10 of Cups next, and I love this card. This card is a card of completion, an ending of something, beginning of something. It's a 10 card, and it's a gorgeous card. I sometimes call this the happy ever after card. So I do feel in this quantum shift, in this like place of divine, just glorious soulmateship, that there's this feeling of like, hey, I am partnered with my person. We're both arms open to the world, standing side by side. We're doing this together. There's a feeling of home, a feeling of happiness, a feeling of family, a feeling of like all is right with the world. But it's also a feeling of openness to every beautiful thing that comes in. There is an acceptance here. Being arms open to what is coming in for you is being willing to receive. So this does come after that Ace of Pentacles, being willing to receive what the universe is trying to give you. That like openness to it. There is something really beautiful here. These kind of all attached to each other. I love all of these. And then here at the end, we have the Knight of Cups reversed. Now this is interesting, because this feels like a different energy. This doesn't feel like our person that you're with in the 10 of Cups, open to receiving in that same space. This feels like something that might be popping up in a negative way. Somebody who maybe was emotionally toxic for you. Maybe someone who used your feelings and emotions in a toxic way. This feels like something that wasn't a good fit. Something from the past that might want to, hey, all of this shifting starts happening for you. This wouldn't pop up if it weren't an actual problem. So if you made all these shifts and you made these changes and you just ignored that person when they texted you, this card probably wouldn't pop up. You would just have ignored them. But this pops up because this is an actual threat to your happiness. This is an actual warning. It feels like it's an actual warning coming in that like, hey, you're going to be tempted to maybe go backwards. And because sometimes really good stuff feels, you know, like a departure from where we've been or what's comfortable, or the like, oh, let's make it dramatic. Let's go back to something that wasn't right for me ever, and and step back into that this could actually come up as an actual problem. So, you know, spend some moments like letting yourself figure out what you feel about that. Somebody coming back up in the past, you probably know who that person is. It's probably a person in particular that you're like, yeah, right as soon as I would make a shift like that, this person absolutely would come back around. I know exactly who that is. I want to pull an oracle card for you right away, just for some guidance from these cards. So some guidance, some lovely, let's see what we have. We have detach. I love this. Detach. You're being asked to detach from something that you've been holding on to. When we hold on too tightly to the desired outcome, it restricts the flow. Trust that the outcome will work out and let go of your attachment to it. Ooh, trust. Trust and detach. Let yourself be in a very free and easy relationship with it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we do have to go to our old trusty deck. You know we do. She wants to talk, and I want to hear what she has to say, and you do too. She's so wise, so good at this. Um, Boy, this is really interesting. I want to hear a little bit more about maybe what's been keeping you from making this shift. But really, I'm gonna leave it up to our old trusty deck to let us know what we need to know, because she is so wise. She'll tell us things we didn't even know we wanted to know. So we'll put a little trust and detachment in her now. Let's see where we are with her answer. Yeah, and this does feel like it's giving us, yeah, okay. Here we go. So this is what we have. Oh, we have the Queen of Wands. Yes, please. We have the Six of Cups. Don't mind if I do. Page of Pentacles. Absolutely. Nine of Pentacles. Here for it. We have the Emperor. Love it. And we have the Three of Wands. I love this. Okay. Our old trusty deck saying, hey, hold on. We got some information for you. So the information that's coming in is really positive. This feels super positive. I didn't pull one reversed card, if you've noticed. Except in the blue deck, I pulled one reverse card, but I didn't pull any in our old trusty deck. And that's the only reverse card that I pulled. It feels like things are saying like, oh, you know, there is an ease here. This transition feels like it's very close. We pulled the World as your first card. It feels joyful and easy to transition into. So, you know, you've been given some things. We'll ask about some action items, but really what I'm seeing here, first of all, is like, hey, this place beyond where you are, beyond this curtain that's like just on the other side, so close that you could easily let yourself lean in. It is so strong. You're such a strong version of you. That version that is being asked of you, that's in the world, that's like vulnerable, that is just unmasked, completely who you are, just showing up. Hey, this is me, unvarnished. The things that might have been too much for somebody else, all of those things, that hugeness that is you, all of those things, it comes in a very powerful package, that you land in a place that is extraordinarily powerful. It is optimistic. I would love to point out that I have sunflowers, and that there are sunflowers in this card, and that you should go get yourself some sunflowers. That feels like a beautiful synchronicity. There is an optimism in this card that is part and parcel with those sunflowers, and I would like, go get some this week, so you remember this transition that you are stepping into right now, that this is the moment, that this is the time, that this is the energy that is pushing you into a new place, and that you're filling it up, and that you're accepting it, and that you're accepting what is coming in for you. This is very powerful. This is fire energy. Does have an unstoppable quality, that you have a resilience to you, and you have of course, a deep inner knowing, and a passion and a purpose, and a feeling of life, of growth, and of being alive, and being in this place that is out of the box thinking, that is just so in tune with what is going on when it's going on. We have the Six of Cups, and this feels like, to me, this says this new space that you'll be in, this will kind of feel like you've always been there. It will feel so good and so full of love and feeling and emotion. And, this is kind of a card of nostalgia. It kind of feels like you always knew this place existed, that you've always had this place in you. You just haven't really landed here before. And like, this has always been just so close to you that it feels intensely, intimately familiar. This isn't going to feel like, oh, suddenly my life went from being this person to being that person. It's going to feel like, oh, I've been this person, but I've been hiding who I am. So I've always been this person, but now I get to be this person, and suddenly I'm rewarded for it. Like everything is coming in for me, and it feels like the more I'm me, the more I am who I am, the more comes in for me. And the more I have to accept, the more I have that is a gift. And that goes for love, that goes for soulmateship, that goes for career, that goes for money, that goes for our Ace of Pentacles, that goes for your physical being, that goes for everything. We have the Page of Pentacles, and those pages are those useful messenger cards. So the source is really saying here, this feels like our trusty deck coming in to be like, by the way, you don't have to traverse, like try to figure it all out without any hints. Like there are signs and messages already coming in for you about what wants to come in for you, about this shift, about this change, about this like, oh, all of a sudden I just step over here, I make a couple of adjustments, and it feels like I'm a whole new person, but I'm just more me. And suddenly everything just locks into place and it all falls in. And it feels like there are messages coming in all the time about this. Open your eyes to signs, to messages, actual like word messages, to anything that is coming in for you, and take it seriously. Oh, look, my earring just hit the card. Take it seriously. Write it down. Take notes. Be aware. Be present in your life. Take yourself seriously. Take your heart seriously. Take your whims seriously. Take your intuition seriously. Take yourself like playfully seriously. Take your playfulness seriously. Like take all of it as like, yeah, I respect all of these pieces of me and all of these pieces of this journey. We have the Nine of Pentacles right after that, so another Pentacles card. And this feels like a card, I mean, this is a card of decadence. I do often feel that this card is really like getting into beauty, luxury, physical, the Pentacles get into the physical world. So this is like abundance in money, things coming in, filling up your bank account, sure. But it also feels like things like, oh, your fresh flowers that you want to have, the beautiful surroundings you want to have, the paintings that you would like to collect, the art that you'd like to collect, the vision you'd like to create of how things look and feel in your life, the mugs that you have, the kitchen design, your physical body, your health, your workout routines, all of that stuff feels like it comes into play. Your hairstyles, your glow up, like this feels like things just are saying that stuff is part and parcel of all of this. There's often like a sense that, oh, we want to detach from the physical and just like, oh, we're going to be spiritual. This is about my inner goodness. This is about kindness. It's about being still on the inside. It's about, whatever, those internal things are. And it's not about beauty. It's not about your physical being. It's not about money. It's not about, but it is. Those things all go together. Everything goes together. We're in a physical being in this world. And that is part of how we, how we're living, how we are expressing things, and how we're manifesting, how we're creating, how energy moves through us is through our physical body as well as energetically. So it's all connected. And I feel like it's really important to reconnect it if any part of you has disconnected from it. If any part of you has been like, that's vain, I'm not going to worry about that. Oh, like physical body, that can't be important. Taking care of other people is going to have to be more important than taking care of my physical self. Whatever things might come up in that area, I'd love for you to journal about it just to see what your beliefs might be or what your feelings might be. And just to really take in hand, like, oh, this is part of that. This is part of that place, is your physical world of money, your bank account, your health, your beauty, your surroundings, your house, your cleanliness, your car, your everything, all of it, all of that goes together, and then all is part of the package. And then we have the Emperor, and this does feel like it's like, oh, there's a strong energy here. So we did see with the Ten of Cups, we saw that like beautiful soulmate ship. Didn't really give us a clear picture of who this person is, but it did show us that like, hey, you are arm in arm, you are together in this. And we do have the Emperor coming in with some really strong masculine energy. And it does feel like that's part of that partnership, that there is some space in there that is really solid in masculine energy, that is really grounded, that is really accomplished, that is really capable, and that is something safe that you can relax into, that you don't have to take care of everything, that you don't have to figure it all out, that there is another piece to this equation that will help you figure things out, that like knows stuff, that can figure stuff out, that can take control when it needs to take control, that can have a very steady and unshakable presence. And then we have the Three of Wands, which I love as well, my Queen of Wands. This is, again, fire, passion, purpose, growth energy. There's so much going on here with that Wands energy, but this does feel like a recognition and understanding of like, this is the big picture. The big picture puts everything in perspective. And I do think that that's something you can start to get into right now, is taking this bird's eye view and backing out of things. That you don't have to take a bird's eye view of what is actually right in front of you necessarily. You can take an energetic bird's eye view. Step back, take a couple steps back, and take a look at the energy that's in your life. Like, oh, actually, things feel like they're completely like bonkers right now, but I can see that it's because something exquisite is coming through. When I step back a few paces, when I take a bigger look at it, I can see that like this energy that's made me feel so emotional is because huge change is happening. Things are shifting. And I've already had this change and that change and this change and this thing. And like these things have already started to happen. I can feel this quantum shift already beginning. Like I'm practically like stepping into it. And it's just doesn't feel like it's here because I'm still in the middle of the sticky energy that I'm walking through to get there, that it's still just a little sticky. Oh, whoa. Okay. How about a Moonology card, shall we? For that row, I think we shall. Okay, let's get a Moonology card going for you. So we have emotions are running high. Supermoon. Emotions are running high just after Okay, let's continue. So what I'd like to do is what I did with our last reading. So I'd like to go through and I'd like to pull one card from each deck for you with this energy. But I do want to get a little more specific, because I would like a little specific of like, first of all, is there anything blocking you right now from stepping into this? So I'm just asking our lavender deck about any blocks that might be coming in. We have the Page of Cups. So we pulled the Page of Pentacles, that the universe is saying, hey, messages are coming in for you. You're getting messages all the time. You have to be aware and present about the things that are meant for you to accept them, that you are meant to be open to. And the Page of Cups is coming in as a block. So really, I feel like this is saying like, hey, this messenger card about heart space specifically, the feelings and the emotions, there might be something blocked up in your feelings and emotions that aren't coming through, because that's where cups are, those feelings and emotions. And this is kind of playful. So there might be something that's kind of blocked up in your ability to be playful with your emotional state, that there might be something that just feels really difficult, really challenging, really hard, and it's not letting messages come in that are meant to be read with glasses that see things in a playful spirit, with glasses that see things in like a happy, joyful way, in a more playful way than they are meant to be seen as something intensely like, oh, this shakes me, this makes me want to cry, those kinds of feelings. Because, feelings and emotions cover a lot of ground, it's a lot of space. So really, I think this card is asking you, hey, to help remove this block, if you could step into some joy, if you could step into some playfulness, in order to be open and receptive to those messages that are coming in. There's some important stuff that's trying to come in for you that you're not able to receive because maybe you're not stepping into that joyful playfulness enough right now. There might be more on your emotional plate than, that's sort of taking you out of this space. So write down a couple of things right now, if you can, if you have that intuition notebook nearby, about what would get you to that joyful, playful space in your feelings and emotions. Could you give yourself a 10-minute break when this is over and just put on some like playful music and run around and clean your house as if you were like a fairy or something, like, like, would that sort of put you in a funny little space and kind of like bring up some emotional stuff? Or is there anything that you can think of that you could do that could help you get into a place where you can start to be in a more playful state of mind to receive those messages? Okay, so that was asking about blocks. Now, I do also want to ask about action that you can take. Any action that you can take to help you lean through this curtain, because I feel like it's so close to you. The world is coming up as your very first card. It feels so close to you. All these beautiful, good things are on the other side. Okay, yeah, here we go. Now we have another reverse card. This is our second reverse pull. We haven't had many at all. And this is the Nine of Wands reversed, my Queen of Wands. So this is this feeling of recovery, this feeling of, so upright, this card is a feeling of like, I love to call this my Rocky Balboa card, because it does have that feeling of like, oh, I got slammed down to the mat. And this is the moment in the movie where, even though you have been hit and you have been put on the mat and you've been banged around the head, you get back up. It is that like sort of like sportsmanship feeling of like you're back in it. And, despite the odds, underdogs standing back up, that sort of feeling. And this is this feeling of like, oh, you're not going to be full capacity here. This isn't like, oh, before the fight started, or I'm totally fresh and ready to go. This is like, yeah, okay, I've been battered. I have been hurt. I have been hit. I'm defensive. But I am getting back up. I am back on my feet. Now, this is in a reverse position. So to me, this says we're asking for action for you to take, that there might be a part of you that's still lying on the mat. There might be a part of you that's at the point in the movie where you've been knocked in the head and, hit to the floor, and you're kind of there. And everybody in the movie is wondering, is she gonna get back up? What's gonna happen? Is this the end? The counting has started. All of that, all that tension is going on right now. That you're that part. That you might be in a part right now where things feel like heavy. We see such good things here. It's hard to, sort of equate those two places, that you could be in such a heavy space with like, oh, but this shift brings amazingly good stuff. But it feels like things might be emotionally heavy for you right now. That things might be, we have emotions are running high. We're asking you to detach. We're asking for, like there's this feeling of like, okay, the action that needs to happen is that you have to stand back up. That you have to, if there's something particular that you're feeling like, I am failing at this thing. I am having a really hard time with this thing. If there's something that comes to mind, that's the thing I want you to do again, that I want you to try again. That like, oh, you're having such a hard time implementing something you're working, like finishing a project that you really want to finish. And it's something that just feels like it's a piece of you, but you're not doing it. I want you to stand up into that. Okay, you're not done. You're not out for the count. This isn't the end of the movie. This is like the climax. This is where you stand back up. It's where like good things happen. So that's what the card is asking you to do. It's time to stand back up. It's time to feel like you're back in it. You're back in the fight. I hate to say the fight because I don't want it to feel like you have to be in like fight spirit. I don't feel like that. It doesn't feel like this is a boxing match, but it does feel like you might have to collect yourself a little bit. You might have to like have a little bit of grit here in order to like pick yourself back up. And you might feel defensive, and you might feel like, like, oh, I have to protect myself and I have to keep myself from getting hurt again, or, you might have, those things might come up. Okay, let's go to our gold deck. Now, I don't want to ask a question of our gold deck. I want our gold deck to just fill in any blanks. This could be an action item. This could be a block. This could be just more information about what is on the other side here. Is what I want from our beautiful gold deck. We have the High Priestess. Yes. The High Priestess coming in to say, you have the answers already. You're so wise. You have so much inner knowing, deep intuition. You not only, when I said like how close you are to stepping through the curtain, it did make me think of the High Priestess because the High Priestess is so close to the veil, which is that other side, that you have this relationship to the other side, to things that you shouldn't know, that you do know somehow, that you have a relationship to the energetic forces, that you have a relationship to seeing things, to sight, to vision, to being in a real relationship with your intuition, that you have a wisdom about you, that you have an understanding that things are not black and white. There's an area of gray. She's sometimes called the third pillar. She's sitting between these two pillars, and she's sometimes called the third pillar. You are in a very powerful position of who you are, of your inner knowing, of your inner guidance system. And it's time to lean into that more, that your inner guidance system knows, that I'm giving you, some answers from the cards, but you have the answers within you right now. This isn't something that you need. This is something that might like flag off a couple of different things that you should really pay attention to, but it's stuff you already know, and it's stuff that's already housed within you. And you're even coming here to be here to listen to it, to figure out what those things are that you aren't quite landing on yourself. Like even that is part of that like deep inner knowing, that you are so wise, that you have this wisdom of like, there's something else that I need to figure out. There's something else that's close that I haven't quite landed on it yet, but I'll know it when I hear it. It's beautiful. Okay, now let's go to source. So we go to source. We go to your guides, your angels, your higher self, whatever you believe in or you ascribe to that feels right to you. Let's pull cards from that guidance system. So taking a look at like some divine guidance from your inner guidance system. Now, I want to go ahead and right away pull 2 cards. And maybe even 3. Okay, yeah. We're doing 3, and we're doing them all kind of close to each other at the bottom of the deck here, or close to the bottom of the deck. We have the 2 of Swords. We have another 2. We have the 2 of Cups, and we have the 4 of Pentacles reversed. Really interesting. We have 2 2s and a 4. 2 2s and a 4. The 2 2s are very different. So 1 2 is the 2 of Swords, which is like a decision-making card, crossroads card. And I feel like Source is saying, hey, there is a decision to be made. Now, this is a card, and this popped up in our last reading as well. This is a card that says you have to make a choice, but also if you don't make a choice will be made for you. So this is also saying not making a choice, that is also a choice. If you decide to just stay where you are and see what happens, you're choosing that. You're choosing to stay where you are. So that in itself is a choice. Understand that inaction is still a choice. And that it is important to make those choices for yourself, to decide this is what I want. You know what I want? I want to be in that place. I want to be more myself than I have ever been, come what may. I want to be in a place where I am in acceptance of the things that are trying to get to me. I want to be in alignment, and I want to be in a space that is happy to be receiving, that is feels worthy of receiving, that feels like the universe is generous with all of us, that it's not just me getting special treatment from the universe, we're all getting special treatment from the universe, should we all accept it. I want to be in a place where that feeling of you choose, you choose. We have the Two of Cups as well. Now the cups, feelings and emotions, and this does feel like this gets into that relationship space. It is kind of like the Lover's card in the Minor Arcana, a bit. It is great communication. It is being right there side by side with your person. This also feels like, we have the Ten of Cups for you in that blue pull. It also feels like the universe is saying, not only will you have this kind of relationship with your person, this soulmateship, this togetherness, this being seen, seeing, being honest, being truthful, having all these feelings and emotions, being met by them, and being even, where it's not one person who feels more things than the other person, or one person who's like, it's equal, that you both are in it the same amount. It's not just that though. It feels like this is saying that kind of relationship is what you are feeling with everything. With everything, you feel like you are meeting everything, that you are even with everything, that you are an equal to everything in your life, that everything is met with heart space and feeling and emotion, and just feels like your relationship with life, your relationship with money, your relationship with your body, your relationship with your circumstances, with your work, with your friends, with your coworkers, with all of these things, feels like it's being met in a really wonderful way, in a really open and grounded and equal way. It feels like this is a new way of being in the world with your person, but with everything, not just with your person. And the Four of Pentacles pops up, and again, two twos and a four. And this does feel like this is reversed. This does feel like, okay, upright, this is like a hoarding card. It is like, hey, I'm holding on to things so tightly. I'm not open. I'm not receptive. I'm not receiving. I'm also not giving. I'm not doing anything. I'm just holding it so tight. I'm trying to control everything. I'm keeping it, really tight to the chest, which really gets into that detached feeling of like, oh, you have to release it, you have to let go, you have to open your hands to it, you can't control it. But this is in a reversed position, so this feels like some old thing that you were holding onto, that you were gripping onto so tightly, is getting to a point where it's available for you to release, for you to open your arms and let go. And it will probably feel very scary, but ultimately it's the thing that takes you to your greatest abundance. That being and this doesn't mean like giving away your money, or like, it just means giving away the fear of it, that you don't have to be afraid of like, oh, I'm not going to have enough. You don't have to be afraid of your relationship with anything. It's not just money, anything you value, money, love, everything, the all those fear things, the things that make you want to control and grip and hold and attach yourself and be really trying to control everything, that like releasing all of that and opening yourself up, and do that physically right now, puts you in a space where you are actually allowing the natural flow of coming and going. And that's actually really good and really powerful, and in a space way beyond where you may have been living previously. That's coming around for you. Oh my. Well, oh, I loved this. I really loved this. Okay, well, we really had, what do we put? Let's put the world. That was our first card. Let's put a globe below to claim that world energy of this transition. If you want to claim this transition that's like right on the other side of this curtain. Subscribe. Please like this video. Boy, I want to hear. I really, any comments that you feel comfortable enough to make, I'd really love to hear. Yeah. And I'd love to hear what you're going to do, what action you do actually want to take, and what you want to step into if you are feeling overwhelmed by emotions. If you do feel like maybe that part in the movie in Rocky, you know, like where you're on the mat right now and you feel like, okay, I'm ready to stand up. I'm ready to triumph. You know, I'm ready to stand back up into this. Whatever you're feeling around all of those things. I'm sending you so much love. I am sending you so much light. I'm going to see you again so soon.